What's up, everybody? I know it's been about a week or so since we've talked about AMC and GameStop and the whole short squeeze that took place a couple weeks ago, but I believe it's very important to talk about it today, especially following the hearing with Congress, and kind of see what the major takeaways are and how we can apply these moving forward so that we can be smarter, better traders, and really understand what's going on with our money. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2021 the best year ever. We're going to grow our portfolios together, and we're just going to grow together. Now, if you like the content on this channel, please don't forget to click that like button. If the subscribe button is still red, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, become a bro, and let's grow together. All right, AMC, GameStop, hearing with Congress, and one of the guys from Reddit was grilled by Congress today. Like, what's going on with this whole situation? Let's talk about it. Let's see what we can learn and how we can apply this to trading in the future. All right, so if you weren't too familiar, if you're late to the game on what was happening with GameStop and AMC and what a short squeeze is, we'll briefly go over it and then we'll talk about these key takeaways. So a short squeeze happens when major institutions, and in this case hedge funds, short a stock hoping that it goes down in price so they can buy it back later at a cheaper price. I know normally when you think about buying stocks, you think you buy first and sell high later, but when you're talking about shorting a stock, you sell it now in hopes to buy it back later at a lower price. Well, when this happens, and when it happens at a level that it did with GameStop, a lot of buyers can go in there, they can drive up the price, and then when all of these shares have to be covered, these institutions and these hedge funds have to go in there and have to pay whatever price the holders of this stock are willing to take. And if the holders of the stock aren't willing to take a certain price, obviously the price goes higher and higher and higher, and these shares have to be covered. They have to be bought. So think about it like, you own your house or whatever, and somebody's guaranteed to buy your house. They have to offer you an amount. And really, if you're not willing to sell, the price keeps going up and up and up until you finally cave in. Well, here's kind of what happened with that whole situation. That's exactly what all of these social media traders and Reddit traders were doing, is we were going in there and we were buying shares of GameStop, buying shares of AMC, knowing that they were so heavily shorted that these hedge funds had to go in there and buy them back at a price. And that's where the whole diamond hands things came into play and said, hold on, just don't sell your shares. They're going to have to keep offering more and more and more and more. But what happened? If one person was holding it, perfect. The scenario works out perfect. But when everybody is holding it, obviously people have different price points that they're willing to take, that they're willing to cave in on and say, okay, yeah, that's too much. And then what happened? This is where the story really gets crazy, is because brokerages like Robinhood and market makers were coming in and kind of saying, look, and they're going to deny it, right? They're going to say, no, there was no manipulation like that. We weren't doing this to harm our customers. We were doing this to help our customers. The volatility was so great that we had to limit buy orders and we had to do this. But look, guys, I mean, if it's between me and you and we're just sitting here talking, when your broker says that you can no longer buy this, when they put restrictions on it and say, yeah, you can't buy it, you can only sell it, what starts to set in on people's minds? Panic, right? Like, oh, well, I can't sell this, so I can't buy this. What should I do? I have to sell it. If everybody's going to limit buying it, if nobody can buy it, everybody's going to start selling. So that panic selling starts to come in, and then the share price drives lower and lower and lower. And of course, they're going to say, well, we weren't looking out for our own interests. I mean, come on, if you're going to lose billions and billions and billions of dollars, if the price of GameStop shot up into the thousands of dollars and you're starting to lose hundreds of billions of dollars, obviously you're going to do what you have to do to save yourself, right? And I mean, that's what we saw there. We saw these institutions and these brokerages get together and they can blame it on whatever they want, but at the end of the day, they did what they had to do to save themselves, right? And of course, they're going to act like they're passing it on to us and they really did it for us, but we know better. So that's one of the takeaways. Another takeaway is, okay, I understand that Robinhood has to make money, and look, I absolutely agree with their business strategy, right? It's helped a lot of investors. I mean, it wasn't too long ago that you had to pay a $9.95 commission both on the front end and the back end of your transaction. If you bought a stock, whether you were buying $100 worth, you had to add that $10 onto the front. When you go to sell it, you have to add that $10 onto the back. And all of a sudden, you're being charged $20 on a $100 investment. You had to make an extra 20% just to cover your commission. So the way that Robinhood did come in and really revolutionize the game, I'm very grateful for that. I am. So I don't necessarily agree that they have to pass on more savings to the customers or do any of that. But look, guys, if you're using market makers, let the market play out. If people shorted that stock and the short squeeze is coming, what can you do about it? You can't dig yourself into a hole that you can't get out of unless, of course, you cheat to get out of it. So it's like, I'm caught in the middle of that. I'm torn. It's kind of like, guys, I hate to see these people digging themselves out of the hole this way, like cheating to win. But that's what they did. And, of course, they're being held accountable right now. In my eyes, obviously, they could be held accountable in a much larger way, with restrictions and everything else, and the fact that they know they shouldn't do that. But this is making worldwide media. People are talking about this all over the world. They know how these brokerages work now. If everybody thought that Wall Street was corrupt before, I mean, what are they thinking now when they pass on not the savings, but when they pass the cost on to the retail investor by limiting us and doing everything that they did in the last month? And I know investors, listen, a lot of people out there have a short attention span. It's almost like people are going to forget what happened the moment it's done happening, right? We're moving on to the next thing, but please don't forget what happened. Another short selling and another short squeeze scenario will come up in the future, and I hope that the next one does play out the way that it should, and that the market is able to play itself out, and we don't have to worry about these regulators and these institutions coming in and really changing the game as the game is being played. It's not fair, and that's not how it should be. So, with that being said, what else can we take away from this meeting? A lot of people were grilling, Deep Value on his strategy and the content that he was posting on social media, and saying that he influenced a lot of investors to go out there, and he advised a lot of investors to go out there and purchase specific shares. And look, the SEC could look into it, and they're saying that they will look into it, but as of right now, they're kind of saying that, no, there was no market manipulation going on in these Reddit forums. There was no market manipulation going on his YouTube channel, and that's exactly what we're out here to do, is help educate people, kind of bring to light what's happening in the markets, what's going on real time, and really just let people know. Obviously, it's very clear that we're not financial advisors, and none of the stuff that we post on here is financial advice, but we're bringing education and we're bringing to light what's happening in the world. And it's just a great way to interact as a community and really bounce ideas off of each other and kind of get an understanding of what people are investing in, why they're investing in it, kind of the sentiment behind what we're doing. And at the end of the day, they can say everything that they want to say, but do we know who was really manipulating the markets and controlling the prices, whether or not they were directly controlling the prices when they were limiting people from buying and stuff like that? So it's hard for me to see what's going on these days. And look, I know I talk a lot about Dogecoin on these videos now, and I believe that Dogecoin has a lot of potential, but what do I not want to see happen? Where are a lot of people buying Dogecoin right now? They're buying it on Robinhood. What's the speculation out there about who the whale of the Dogecoin whale is? Everybody's speculating that it's Robinhood. Now, what's going to happen if the price of Dogecoin shoots up to $10 a coin and all of a sudden Robinhood does some funny stuff again? You know what I mean? Like, are you stuck? The coin's not yours. You're just trading it. Are they going to come up with some crazy volatility rules? It really makes me wonder. It really makes me worry. What if the price of Dogecoin drops all the way back down to a tenth of a cent? Are the same volatility rules going to kick into place? And all of a sudden, you're not going to be able to sell your Dogecoin because it's too cheap and their wallet can't cover all of the transactions that are taking place. So it's just something to think about, especially since a lot of people are trading Dogecoin on Robinhood now. And I believe I'm going to make another video on this and kind of share my thoughts about what could happen with this in the future, and especially if everybody's trading Doge on Robinhood. So guys, let us know down in the comments below kind of what your takeaways from the hearing with Congress was today, whether or not you believe that the short squeeze was interrupted, and kind of if you still have AMC, if you're still holding out, if you still have GameStop, what your feelings are, what your sentiment is. And really, look, at the end of the day, you're a retail investor, you're trying to grow your portfolio, you want to see your portfolio increase. And we're up against the big guys, right? I mean, it's tough when you're playing against somebody who makes the rules along the way. It's like, you're playing a game with a kid, and all of a sudden you think you're winning, and then he changes the rules. He can fly in the middle of the game, right? Like, no, you can't change the rules while you're playing. But that's what they're doing. So let us know down in the comments below kind of what you think, where we're going in the future, what's going to happen with Doge, what's going to happen with AMC, and your thoughts on the whole hearing, guys. Now, if you like content on this channel, please don't forget to click that like button. If the subscribe button is still red, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, become a bro, and let's grow together. And if you're brand new to trading, or if you're thinking about getting a different brokerage account, there's a link in the description below for Webull. It's super simple to sign up, and you're going to get a couple free stocks along the way just for doing so. And if you want to share this video, you can tag me almost anywhere at Claybro. I'd love to follow you back, kind of see what everybody's interested in investing in, just get a better community going on there. Now, until the next time, I hope that all of you guys have a nice day.